Hi there, I'm Joey.
I'm Jacob.
And we are watching Star Trek for the first time. Last time on Star Trek, the ambergris element. Fish people, sea monsters.
Monster.
You didn't miss much.
If you
And
want
in case you couldn't tell by the tone of our voice, I'll say it right now, we're recording this directly after the ambergris element.
Yeah.
I am desperately hoping our next one can do something for us.
They're in a level of sadness I'm sure is audible.
Yeah. like I felt it when I started the intro. I was like, you know what, that's not gonna slide. They're gonna know that we just finished that fucking video.
That was a miserable episode, if
Yeah.
nothing else, because it was boring as hell.
Oh man, fuck. The only thing that worries me about this next one
Oh no!
is that it's called the Slaver Weapon.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
The only thing that truly concerns me about this is if Gene Roddenberry is involved in any way at all.
Oh god, he probably is.
That's the only thing.
Okay, because here's the thing. I don't know if we've expressed these opinions on video, but he created the show, which is great.
Are you asking if we've ever expressed our sheer distaste for Gene Roddenberry's writing ability?
Yeah,
Yes,
we probably have.
We have most definitely done that.
I don't remember if we talked about it.
Most definitely.
I mean, we don't know if he's involved. We're just saying.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess we're about to find out, though, unfortunately. We're going to get into post-episode thoughts in a second. Be sure to join us then. We're about to watch The Slaver Weapon. Well, coming directly off the ambergris element, the Slaver Weapon is actually pretty damn good.
It was a good episode.
Yeah. Actually, another one that I know that we've had, like, Trek before that's been based on, like, other sci-fi short stories of the time or novels or whatever. Another one just has me really interested to just check that out, because that sounds really cool. And apparently, actually, because I did just a quick Wikipedia search as the as the episode was going on, so this is based on a sci-fi short story, but this version of the story was taken as the first half of another sci-fi novel later on, apparently.
What?
Yeah, apparently this was like expanded into a larger story in something else.
Really?
So, yeah, which I don't know, that also sounds kind of cool. Because you can kind of play around with that if you expand the idea of what the Slaver Weapon can do. It's a cool idea. But first off, what a crew! Spock, Uhura, and Sulu, and just them.
That's it.
Nobody else, other than James Doohan playing every villain in this. But otherwise, it's just the three of them. And I don't know, I really liked that. We've had like setups like that before where we've been like, oh damn, okay, it's like all the favorite characters in one room, and then the rest of the crew comes and it's like, okay, well, that's not quite what I wanted, but okay. But this was just a great lineup of characters. And actually, for an episode that utilizes quite a few of their strengths, which I found really cool.
Mm-hmm.
The best bit for me actually was when they followed up on Sulu's antique weapon collection that they mentioned way back in early TOS.
That is apparently his other specialty on the Enterprise.
Yeah, he knows weapons. Like he's very familiar with them. So like when Spock is trying to find out more about the weapon that the cat people have taken, he's like, hey Sulu, like, you know a lot about these things, what can you tell me?
Right, as the resident weapons expert, which actually kind of makes sense since he's always on phasers if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, what's your actually professional opinion?
Yeah, which is just really cool. And just utilizing that larger continuity from TOS that isn't just in the context of a sequel episode, like the Mud episode or Shore Leave, like we're talking about like just a character trait that was brought back in TOS and is being utilized here to its full extent. I really like that.
Yeah.
Man, James Doohan is just pulling out every voice for those cat people, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's like, I have to play how many of these guys? Some of these voices are fucking ridiculous, man.
I know.
There was one in particular towards the end of the episode. He's just like talking in this kind of normal sounding voice. I'm like, he was running out, like running on fucking fumes there at that point.
I mean, the two that had the most differences and were the most entertaining were the telepath guy and the captain.
Yeah.
They had the most variety
Well,
of
the captain
voice.
had the fucking Wolverine voice again. so that was fun. I did like the setup of this. There was pretty much like these cat people like find a time capsule, pretty much. It's got like meat that has survived these many years. The first ever image of the slavers that they're taking this sort of time capsule from. and the weapon that they're after.
And I like that, from the start we know it's a stasis box, which is effectively a time capsule, but everything inside was essentially time locked.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, so like from the second it was locked in there, it's lasted all this time, and now it's here. It's cool.
Which actually really works too for the gun after it talks. Like, yeah, it wouldn't know how much time has passed, because as far as that gun is concerned, no time has passed.
Yeah. And again, I just love the idea of the gun itself that like transforms into all these different gadgets and shit that it can do. Like, I really love that idea. At first I thought it might have been they were gonna play that it's not actually a weapon, that like, oh, it was built up as like this big thing that they can fucking murder people with, and it's a telescope,
It's a telescope, or
yeah.
It's like a little communicator thing.
Yeah, but really it can do a lot, including induce seizures towards the end. Because my god, this show, and the fucking seizure warnings it needs. Oh my god. Ridiculous.
I mean, that's clearly how the animators got away with doing, how do we do big light shows?
Well, how do we do an explosion? They're just like, oh yeah, I know, just flash some reds and blues on the screen. And trigger some fucking epilepsy out there, you know? Like,
right?
What? What's with that? It's so weird. But yeah, I did love the bit actually when we like play around with like I can't think of the actual name of the cat people. And again, I feel like I've been bringing up a lot of Doctor Who references lately, but also there's a Doctor Who book called Invasion of the Cat People, and it's just kind of that's going through my mind. Anyway, but no, like this part where Spock attacks the cat, so diplomatically, like they can't sort of do anything because Spock is a Vulcan and like a non-violent race. It's cool. It's a cool idea.
He's a non-Vulcan, and more importantly, they don't eat meat. And like the cat people are all meat eaters, so it's a pride thing, and it's honestly really neat.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure they confirmed this that like Sue is a vegetarian, right?
They confirmed that he's probably a vegetarian.
Yeah.
Because if I remember right, didn't Spock tell him to think about like the food you eat?
Yeah. Think about the food you eat. You know, he's like they're all meat eaters, so me and Ahura can't do this, but you can. I was like, oh, okay, that's really interesting. So I mean, it makes sense. I guess Sue is a vegetarian.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Yeah. Overall, though, just a really cool episode. I don't know. I was really into this.
Like, it is definitely. I'm not saying it's like the start of an idea, because it ends. It concludes.
It ends, yeah, but it needs to be expanded upon.
Like, this is an idea that's screaming, I need more.
I think the fact that they're only trapped on one planet the whole time is kind of restricting as well. Like if they got into like, I don't know, the Enterprise with this weapon or something, you could have done something with that, or if they just got to another planet, escaped on their own, that could have been cool.
Like this episode screams, and it's an idea that could do so much more.
Yeah.
But like as a whole, like this little boxed idea, it's really solid.
Yeah, it's very cool on its own. So, yeah, that was the Slaver Weapon. Cool. We have 2 episodes left in the season. We are right at the end.
That's so weird.
Yeah. But yeah.
I think it's even weirder to consider how close we are to the end of this particular show.
Yeah, because it's not much longer, because season 2 is literally 6 episodes long. So yeah, it's nothing. So, alright, I guess that about does it. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to join us next time when we continue Star Trek the Animated Series. Until then, this has been Joey Morgan.
Jacob.
Goodbye.